All right, guys. So sorry about that. Looks like my stream died, so I started a new show, a new link. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see this and come back in. My apologies for that. Not sure what happened. But anyway, let's see if you guys are able to. Yeah, it looks like you're able to get back in the chat here. I already see 7 people in. So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, I shared my results and so on. Hopefully you guys were able to see all that. I think it did. I'm not really sure what happened there. That was strange. Jen says to post the first part as well. I will. I'll post both. I'll post both. I'll just change the title of that one to part 1. I'll get 2 shows out today instead of just 1. So what else was I going to say? Yeah, so then the weekend is going to be about just listing. I want to get those 80 jeans. Yeah, it's probably 80. I want to get those 80 jeans listed over the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday probably, maybe even into Sunday. Just so when Karin comes back on Monday, we may go, we talked about going straight from the airport to sourcing. We're such degenerates when it comes to this, but yeah, we definitely are. We're definitely just going to go out and hit it. What else is going on? That's really about it. There's not too much else to talk about, honestly. We still haven't figured out what we're going to do for. We haven't figured out what we're going to do for the spring when it comes around, like what we're going to have, what we're going to be selling. What we're going to be selling on eBay and when the weather gets warm again and people are not buying jeans. When we see that big 2.5, almost 3 month dip in jeans, about 3 months. And we got to think about that. You know, I don't know that there's enough money to really build this. I mean, there is enough money, but to build this up and kind of ride that, like to sell strong for 9 months and crappy for 3 months, is probably not really going to do it. And so, you know, we got to figure out what that strategy will look like just going into those months. But we got a little time to do that. Thanks, Ben. Yep. And so, you know, what are you guys' plans? I mean, I don't know what you guys, not everything you guys sell, but if you sell, let's say cold weather clothing, or let's say you sell warm weather clothing, what are your plans for right now as the weather starts changing? Like, what are you going to transition to? You just ride it out. You know, I don't know. I mean, I would love to get into some more items I can sell year round. And there are items like that, but in clothing, that's a little tricky. It's probably just things like, you know, underwear, socks, accessories, jewelry, things like that you could sell year round. But Yvonne says it's global. It's always hot or cold somewhere with eBay. Yeah, and that's true, Yvonne. But, you know, I don't know if you're going to sell enough. You know, now we're moving into winter. I don't know. I mean, how many shorts do you sell in the winter? Is somebody out there sell shorts? I don't know. I would think it would drop off, but maybe I'm wrong. Han asked, has anyone else gotten the sourcing guidelines out of their seller hub yet? Yeah. Has anybody else gotten that? Because I haven't. Gotcha. Hey, do you got a flyer? No. Sorry, Ben was asking something. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has gotten that. Has anyone else gotten that on their seller hub yet? I still have it. If you go down there and look under growth, if you go to growth and then you go to sourcing, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about having it yet. Oh, Yvonne knows some people got it. Cool. All right. So I was actually hoping that I would be the only person in the world that had it. So therefore I get the most benefit, but that's not the way it works, right? Ronnie Hart laughed when I said that and said, yeah, like you're going to be the only person who ever gets it, Jason. So, but it's a great tool and you definitely should use it. Pittsburgh Mike is selling shorts. Is he really? I I don't know, Mike. If you're still on, then let us know how that works for you. Do you see seasonality in shorts in the winter? Do they drop off? I have no idea. I would think so, but maybe not. Maybe not. Greener Pasture says when people go on vacation, they can't find shorts in the store. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Spiky says he never had the sourcing. Okay. Prof, do you use Craigslist as a tool for sourcing? It is a good idea to put wanted ads and emailing people who are running garage sales before and after the sales. Yeah, Krillin. I know what you're saying there. And I don't disagree that there's definitely some good items out there. But my issue with things like garage sales for sourcing clothing, I don't know. I mean, if you come upon that garage sale, like if you're out garage selling, you're going through, you're hitting individual places and you're going to hit a bunch in one day. I mean, I like numbers. If somebody's got, 3 pair of jeans they're selling, I mean, how much time and energy am I going to put into going to get those? Not a lot. They'd have to be close by. It'd have to be convenient. It'd have to be the right price, the right brands. And if it's other types of clothing, okay, that's fine. I mean, there are some home runs out there you can find in places like Craigslist, but I just feel like a lot of times they're one-offs or two-offs. Like you get 1 or 2 items, but you don't really get enough volume. I mean, guys, I'm trying to get 5,000 listings up. I'm not going to do it 1 or 2 items at a time. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. That's not a productive use of my time. I mean, I want to be able to go somewhere and get 10 items, 15 items, 20 items, 25 items. I guess if they were selling a lot of items that were in my wheelhouse, yes, I would do it. But in general, I don't know. Estate sales, yeah, estate sales, Krillin, you're right. I have seen some good stuff at estate sales. That is a possibility. And you can get other items there too, not just clothing. So estate sales are great, no doubt about it. But off of Craigslist, it's like, I don't know. It would have to, I see these people like on OfferUp selling 1 item for $3, and I'm going, how does that even work? First of all, you're not going to talk them down, but even if you didn't, you're going to drive somewhere, or they're going to drive somewhere for something for $3, or you're going to drive somewhere to get it for $3. I mean, if I'm buying it for $3, that's not a lot of money, but it needs to still sell for like 20 or 25 to even make it worth it, And even then, it's kind of questionable if you got to drive to a specific house or place to get it. It's just a lot of time. You end up spending an hour on that item by the time it's all said and done. Jen got the sourcing in her hub. Awesome. Congrats, Jen. You'll love it. You should do a live show where you look up stuff for us on your new special thing. Okay. I see it. I see it, Yvonne. I got it. Maybe we can make that happen. I don't know. Prof, do you send them an email? How long does it take to send an email that will tell you if they have? Then you go look. No, you don't even need an email, Krillin. What you can do is you can just set up like Google alerts to alert you for like a site like Craigslist and tell you when certain brand names appear, for instance. I've done that before in the past, but I've never gotten a lot from it. Oh, wait. He says, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm recommending. People advertise garage sales on Craigslist. You email them before you go. Yeah, I get that. But it's just going to come down to numbers and brands. But, I mean, you're talking about, all right, let's put it this way. Let me put it this way. Regardless of what the sale is, estate sale, garage sale, doesn't matter. If somebody's got, what is your time worth? What is your time worth to go get something? Let's say that you're going to go get something from somebody, whether you've emailed them or not, it doesn't matter. You're going to go get something from someone who's selling something, on an estate sale. Okay, fine. How much money do you need to make off of that item or those items before you decide it's worth the time to go get it? You know, oh, wow. Sorry, I leaned forward there, guys. You got a nice shot of my scalp. But how much time is it really worth it? I don't know. Like, is it $10? Is it $20? Is it $50? You know, whatever it is, you need to think about that. Krillin says, it saves time if you go to a thrift store for hours. That can be a waste of time. Yeah, but where are you going to be able to walk in and see a couple thousand items that you could possibly sell? You're not going to find that in any store or estate sale or anywhere like that for sure, right? So you just need to be able to think about it that way. I mean, I get what you're saying, Krillin, and it could definitely work if you can find good enough items for enough money, or enough of them even, yes. And I have done that. But it's got to be worth your time to go meet someone for something. I don't know, but I don't know. It's worth exploring for sure. Krillin, you should write up an SOP for that or something. Yvonne says, if I advertise that show, it'll be your most viewed today. You know, Yvonne, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll just do it tomorrow. We'll just do it the sourcing show. That'll be tomorrow's version of profit sharing. You guys like that title? I think I like it. Prof-It sharing. Get it? It's play on words. All right, so Yadira says, hello, Yadira. How are you? I have 3,000 pieces of children's Jim Marie clothing, summer, winter. How should I sell these? I would, yeah, I think Mike's got the right idea there. Sell them maybe by lot. I mean, 3,000 is way too many on the list. Or you could sell them by outfits. You could do it that way too. But even with outfits, I'd probably lot it. Like, let's say you've got a bunch of size, I don't know what size they are. Let's say they're size medium. You know, you put 3 or 4 medium outfits together for a boy or a girl, whatever, and take a few pictures of the whole lot. That way you're selling a bunch of items at once. I don't know. That's probably how I would do it. Let's see what else. So yeah, okay. So the sourcing show. All right, guys. So I'll list it after we get done. The sourcing show, the sourcing tool guideline. I did a video on it. I don't know what you want on a live show though. You want me to just like look stuff up and see what happens? We could do that. I don't care. I'll do that. You guys can recommend something and I'll say, all right, let's look at it and let's analyze it and figure out if it would be, you know, something profitable to sell. We could probably do that. You just won't be able to see me on screen while I'm talking if I'm doing a screen share. I wonder if there's a way to do picture in a picture. There is, right? There is a way to do that. May have to have a different encoder. A lot of work to get all that set up. I don't know if I'll do that. But we could do the show tomorrow and do the sourcing guidelines, look up. Not a problem. With estate sales, you have to be willing to sell a large variety of items. If you go to get just jeans, and yeah, you're not going to make worth your while. Yeah, and I love estate sales. I'm not arguing that. I wasn't really talking about that. I was saying if you were going to get clothing items from people listing clothing items only, there needs to be enough of them to make it worth your while to go get. If you only got 1 or 2 items, it's probably not worth it. Yvonne says, I get to look stuff up for you guys. Okay, well, great. I will be your eBay research animal tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, you guys, Prof, I don't understand what you're saying. No, I think I understand, Krillin. I'm just saying that email or not, I don't know. I mean, it's completely viable. I'm not saying that. I just have to figure out if it's worth my time to go for minimal number of items. Whether they email me or I email them, or it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's still, you know, I just have to be able to make it worth my while to go somewhere. And you don't know when you go to a thrift store either. Yeah, and you know, so anyway. Karin says you have a special new thing. I do. So all I have is recommendations and listing improvements. Yeah, so the sourcing guidelines, Mike, you've probably, I don't know if you saw me talking about that the other day, but I did a quick video on it. It's a new tool under the growth section on eBay and on the Seller Hub. And, just check it out if you've got it. I mean, it's an awesome tool, I think. It allows you to look up brands and specific items and categories and see the seasonality, to see what's happened with those on eBay, to see, all kinds of information about that category, that specific brand. I really like it. I've got to get more into it, but I've just been so busy with everything else lately. I just haven't had a tremendous amount of time. But yeah, not everybody has it. Apparently, I got lucky and got it. I don't know why, but they love me at eBay. No, I don't know. I don't think I did anything to get it that I remember doing. Somebody said maybe I signed up for a beta program or something. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't remember. Yeah, you need to call and say, I want my MTV, Mike. Let's see if you remember that. Just dated myself. Anybody else is in the chat knows what I'm talking about there. I want my MTV. Yeah, you could definitely ask them and see if you can get it. I think it's worth using. I think it's a great tool. I did a video on it, Mike, so check it out. Search down. It's one of the last few videos. It's one of the videos this week. Hasn't been long, and it's a short video. It's only about 7 or 8 minutes. It's not long, but at least it'll give you an idea what you're talking about if you call. But anyway, oh, Jen's got it. Okay, I thought I saw that, Jen. That's great. So Jen, refresh my memory. What are you really selling? What are kind of your categories that you're selling on eBay? So how do you anticipate using the sourcing guidelines to help that? I know how I would do it for jeans, but I'm curious what other people do if you're selling other types of clothing or brands or categories altogether, and so on. Palmetto State Picker says, sorry, I went to part 2, Palmetto. We had a technical problem there. Do you ship most jeans padded flat rate? Yes, almost all of them. You'd be surprised how big a pair of jeans you can get in a padded flat rate. It's big. And it just kind of depends on the brand and how thick the fabric is, how thick the denim is on a pair of jeans. But you can get some really large sizes in there if you just really are, proactive about it and really try to roll them up pretty good, squeeze them a little bit. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to get them in there. What else is going on? Yeah, so oh, sorry. Karen was just texting me. I guess she's getting ready to go back back on the flight, her next flight. So she'll be heading to New Hampshire. Prof, do you ever come across rock t-shirts? They do great. I have not really been looking for them, Krillin. You're correct, though, from what I understand. They can do really good, really well. Especially if you get the older ones. Certain bands or even specific concerts sometimes I understand can do pretty well. Because, rock and roll especially is not in that great of a state in today's current climate. There's not as many people these days on the radio playing rock music and so on. So, I think that those shirts could be amazing. I found one or two. Like I think I had a Jimi Hendrix shirt at one point. There was a Jimi Hendrix inspired line. It was a flannel. It went for some. I guess it was okay money. There's nothing crazy. But yeah, there's lots of great rock shirts out there you can get. But it's not my niche. I don't know a lot about it. But I'd wear them if I find them. I'm gonna wear them. I'm not even gonna sell them. So anyway, let's see here. Ever have problems with people cutting into the items when opening? No, not really, Palmetto. Those padded flat rates you can actually pull apart. You don't even have to really cut them. Krillin says that the niche bands are better than the big name. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That sort of makes sense, though. There's probably not as many of those shirts out there and so on. And people like those and they really like them. Here's the reason I use regular flat rate. Say you have 100 jeans going on a week. That's an extra 30 cents you pay for padded. That's $30 a week, $1,500 a year. I get that, Mike, and I've gone through my reasoning for that, why I don't use the cardboard ones for various reasons. And it's personal preference. I think it presents the jeans a little better in a padded flat rate. I think there's a perception you care more about it. Does it really change how the jean gets there? No. But and doesn't change the time or anything like that. And I get the money part. I get it. But the cardboard ones too, I just don't like them. If they get wet, there's a big problem with that as well. And they can. There's also, I have a devil of a time not getting a paper cut on them because they're kind of sharp, those edges of them. You really have to be careful when you're putting jeans in there. You can definitely get a nasty paper cut on them. So for all those reasons, that's why I don't use them. And that's just a cost of my business. You know, I'm not shipping 100 jeans a week yet, but might be in another couple months or so. There's a guy with a blog that specializes on vintage TV and music shirts who's killing it. Oh, that's cool. Man, I would love some of those shirts, actually. I'd wear them now. Marilyn Manson t-shirt went for $50. Nice. Jen says she was all jeans and around a room. I have very little space. I switched over to women's clothing, but now I'm adding back jeans since I got more room. Okay. So you can use that tool for women's clothing, obviously. I mean, it's great for brands. I think that tool, that sourcing guidelines, it's amazing for brands. I don't know how good it'll be for certain other types of categories, but for clothing, I think it's going to be really good. Yvonne says, I keep most classic tees for myself. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin. I approve, Yvonne. Amazing band with a tremendous drummer. You guys probably don't know. Maybe you guys know that, but I am a aspiring amateur drummer. So any band that's a good drummer, I'm a fan of. Do you have big girl jeans in or shop now? Henry, you keep asking about this, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't share my store name, so I'm not going to share that. But I'm sure, but yes, I have jeans that are, just go search on eBay. You'll find tons of jeans at larger sizes for women. So anyway, you top rated yet, Prof? Oh yeah, I've been top rated. Top rated plus. Also, people think that rock shirts with dates in the back are only worth money. Not true as long as it's officially licensed. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So it's not just the ones with the dates. I package all my jeans in the Tyvek bags and then put them in a legal flat rate. All right, fair enough. John Bonham. Yeah, he's a decent drummer. Decent. Prof, do you play drums traditional grip? Nope. You'll know what this means if you're a drummer. Do not play traditional grip, but I appreciate anybody who can. I will talk to you on Facebook. Okay, fine. Chad had a Primus shirt on one of the chats. Probably worth about $75. Primus, nice. Haven't heard them in a long time. Yeah, Chad, I think, has an appreciation for rock. And Chad had a drum set at one point, but he kind of tried to sell it to me, but I couldn't have come to a good deal on it. I couldn't give him really what it's, I couldn't justify spending what it's really worth. And I would never want to like shortchange my friend and not really give him what something's worth, just trying to save, you know. But he's got a nice drum set that he picked up, but he just hasn't found the time to. I have a drum set too, an electric kit, but I'm looking to upgrade and, you know, add on a couple things. It's probably just easier to get a new kit and sell this one than it is to upgrade mine. I got a Deadpool list and saving t-shirts for the right time. Hides face. Nice. Deadpool. That was a very completely inappropriate and hysterical movie, by the way. Don't take the kids to that one. Not even close to appropriate. But it did. I hate myself for laughing at some of the things in that movie. But it was funny. All right, guys. Well, look, we're at almost an hour, so I think we're going to wrap it up here. Sorry about the both shows will be posted, by the way, part 1 and part 2. And I do appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button before you head out, I would appreciate that. Smash that like button, like Steve Rakin says. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you're watching this later, leave me a comment down below. And consider subscribing. We will try to do our best tomorrow to do the sourcing guidelines show. I'll try to list it in the Reseller Society as well, so we'll get some good people in here. Maybe we can get some good feedback on things. And bring your questions. Bring your topics you want to hear. Bring your brands, your categories, and we will try to do that tomorrow and have some fun looking up some things. It'll be kind of like a working show for me and maybe hopefully a learning show for you guys and me as well. We'll get into some stuff, not just jeans, not just even clothing, can be whatever categories or brands or ideas you want. I will share whatever the sourcing guidelines can give us if I can make that work. And we'll see where it gets us, okay? All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Hope your sales are awesome and your effort is even greater. And I will talk to you all real soon. And as always, this is Prof Sales saying good sales to you.